Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate and an interview with the embattled and beleaguered chairman of the JPC, P C Chacko. Mr. Chacko, 15 members of the JPC, 50% of your membership, have met the Speaker and asked that you be removed as chairman. Can you deny you've lost the confidence of your members?
I do not think so, because it is a political divide. And I do not see any other reason other than political reason for them to write a letter.
I'll come to the reasons in a moment time. But with 50% of your members demanding that you be removed, I put to you that the honorable thing to do is to voluntarily resign.
If they had demanded me that I resign, I would have considered that. Now they have asked the Speaker to remove me, but I have not seen any rules by which anybody can remove chairman of a committee.
You said a very important thing. If they had come to you and asked you to resign, you would have considered resigning.
Yes.
But because they've gone to the Speaker to remove you, you refuse to resign.
That is because they are playing a political game, I'm 100% sure.
They may be playing a political game. But the danger is that if you do not resign voluntarily, then whenever the JPC meets, those 15 members will move a vote of confidence against you, which you could lose, and that would be hugely embarrassing.
Even today, I wish that they move a no confidence motion in the committee. If they can move a no confidence motion in the committee, number one, there is no provision for moving a no confidence motion against a chairman. Rules does not say that a chairman can be removed at all. Chairman can be removed, if at all, only by the person who appointed the chairman.
Well, the rules don't actually mention whether you can have a vote of confidence or not. The rules are grey on that area. They are vague. So if they were to move a vote of confidence, would you permit it or would you refuse?
As per rules, I cannot.
You cannot?
That is the reason why.
So you will be a stumbling block against a vote of confidence in yourself?
No, I won't be. They know it well that the rules does not permit. That is the sole reason why.
What happens?
It would have been better for them to embarrass me to move a no confidence motion in the committee. Why they did not do that? They went to the Speaker knowing that there is no provision for a no confidence motion.
So just to clarify, if whenever the JPC meets, 15 of the members who have gone to the Speaker demanding you be removed were to seek to move a vote of no confidence against you, you would deny them the right to do so?
I do not envisage a situation like that, because they have gone to the Speaker, given a motion.
I'm asking you what you would do if that were to happen, because many people envisage that, even if you don't.
No, that is hypothetical. Because
of course it's hypothetical. But I'm asking you, in that situation, what would you? Would you permit it or would you refuse?
No, I will not be called upon to take a decision on such a situation, because that motion is now before the Speaker, and the Speaker has to take a decision.
A second probability is whenever the JPC meets, those 15 may actually vote to reject your report. Not only would that be embarrassing for you, but this time it would be damaging for the institution of the JPC.
That's exactly the reason why I have stated already, and I am saying that I will try for a consensus, in the sense that, when the committee was constituted.
But it's quite clear that with 15 people already demanding your resignation or your removal, you don't have any option.
No, it is not necessary.
You won't get a consensus.
No, it is not necessary. Even now there can be a consensus.
You mean you're hoping that one of those 15 will break ranks and switch sides?
No, it is not because of that. It's not because of that. They will realize that, many of them are ready with the dissenting note. So dissenting note to be appended with the original text, then the text has to be there for a dissenting note.
Mr. Chacko, that is your hope, that they will opt for a dissenting note instead. They are making clear that they will A, be united, and B, those 15 will demand that a vote be held on the report, and when that vote is held, you will lose it. So I'm asking you again, are you prepared for that embarrassment? Because it will not just damage you, it will damage the institution of JPC.
Let me again reiterate that the ground reality or the fact is not that. Today, Mr. Sitaram Yechuri has said that he has made his dissenting note. It is almost an alternate report. I will move that dissenting note. I welcome that. I welcome that.
If he has to, his first preference, and he's also made this clear, is to actually reject your main report. Now, if they ask for a vote on the main report, you can't refuse it. Rule 261 permits it. When that vote is held, chances are you will lose it 15-14. There won't be a tie so that you can use your casting vote. Are you prepared to lose?
I do not think that the majority of the members, even those who now say that they want to reject the report, will go for that. The simple thing is that after 2 years of labor,
right.
after a washout session, the opposition demand of constituting a JPC, what is the outcome if there is no report?
The truth is that that is your hope, and it may turn out to be wishful thinking, but let's not quarrel over it. We'll know whenever the JPC is held. And that now leads me to that critical question. People fear that you will deliberately postpone the JPC and not call it because you're trying to avoid embarrassment to yourself.
No, definitely not. Yesterday, immediately before taking this decision, I consulted Mr. Yashwant Sinha, Mr. Gurudas Dasgupta, all the people who were available there in the house. I asked them that a sitting member died. There is a demand from some members to postpone. What do I do? Also, I suggested that I am for...
Were they agreeable to the postponement?
Yes, they were all agreeable.
Gurudas Dasgupta, Yashwant Sinha agreed to the postponement?
Yes. It was their suggestion also.
What is the new date you propose to set?
I want to have it at the earliest.
No, what is the date? Earliest is vague.
Earliest means I have to meet the speaker before I announce the date. Since there is a no confidence motion against me, it's only courtesy that I go and meet the speaker.
I understand, but the problem is we are recording on Friday. You are leaving at 6 o'clock for Kerala. That means you cannot meet the speaker till you return on Monday, which means clearly there will be no JPC meeting on Monday the 29th.
No, in fact, Monday I suggested, some members expressed their inconvenience to fix the meeting on Monday.
So Monday the 29th is up.
I always accommodate the views of the members. So today, before I going, I will be meeting the speaker. Not that I cannot meet the speaker, that is not the reason.
No, but then when will
Monday,
the meeting be?
If it is not on Monday, it will be in the same week itself. We will have
it will be in the same week.
Yeah.
So in other words, it could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday. In other words, you're now stretching the horizon by 6 days.
No, in fact, as far as I am concerned, I want to have it at the earliest.
But I'm asking you, when will that be?
No, I cannot say for that now.
So it's quite possible, as your critics and skeptics say, that it may not happen in this session of Parliament at all.
If my critics and skeptics tell me to call the meeting tomorrow, I'm ready to call it tomorrow.
No, but I'm asking you a different question. From your answers, it's becoming clear that for one reason or another, you can't fix a date. And skeptics say, in fact, he'll never fix the date and it won't happen in this session.
I fixed the date and I was ready for the meeting yesterday. It was not my decision.
But you can't at this moment give me a new date, can you?
No, I cannot give, because I always...
So can you give me an assurance it will happen in this session of Parliament?
Definitely. I can give you the assurance.
Is that a cast iron assurance?
It's a cast iron assurance.
It will definitely happen.
It will definitely happen.
Session.
It will definitely happen in this session, and the life of this committee is only up to 10th of May, that is the last date of this Parliament, and it needs at least a week's time to print the report. I want to have this meeting.
So there is no question of the life being extended beyond the 10th of May?
The 10th of May, prior to that, at least by 8th of May, I want to place it on the table of the
That
House.
is a cast iron assurance?
Yeah.
You won't go back on it?
No.
Let's then come to the problems that have placed you in the predicament you face today. To begin with, the leak of the draft JPC report on Thursday the 18th. Yashwant Sinha, one of the most prominent members of the JPC, has bluntly said to the Business Standard, and I'm quoting him, the draft report of the JPC was leaked by the JPC chairman. He's right, isn't he?
He is not right.
He's not right?
He is not right.
You can tell me with your hand on your heart that you did not leak it?
Yes. I can swear. I can say that, I had experience in the past in the committees that leaks, classified documents supplied to the members were leaked on a number of occasions.
Let's not go into the past.
And this report...
I want to get you to repeat. You swear you didn't leak it?
Yes, I did not leak this report, and I am suffering today because that report is leaked. And I wish today that it should not have leaked, and that then probably...
But I want you to repeat the words you used. You swear you didn't leak it?
Yes.
Yes,
I repeat that.
You do swear.
I repeat that. I do swear. I repeat it. I can say it at the loudest of voice that I have not done. I will not do that.
On the CNN-IBN program, The Last Word, last Friday, you said to me that you had exercised extreme caution, that you had sent the report through sealed cover and special messenger. How then do you account for the fact that by 6 p.m. on Thursday the 18th, the report was in the hands of various channels, it was in the hands of various newspapers, yet your members did not receive it till after 9:30 on Friday the 19th. How do you account for that?
No, this is not correct. This statement is not correct.
Because Ravi Shankar Prasad on the same program confirmed that not he, but 6 other members of your committee had not received the report till 9:30 Friday the 19th. So it is correct. They are not lying.
That may be correct, because I can tell you, at 6 o'clock in the evening, I signed the last chapter of this report. I told them, you please take the photocopies, and you know the practice in our parliament is to send it through the ordinary cover and
and you sent it through sealed cover?
No,
and special messenger?
I made special arrangements. I made special covers. It was sealed. It was sent through special messengers. The delay there, Mr. Karan, please allow me. The delay for the members not receiving is that, you know, I specifically instructed each member's signature should be taken when it is delivered.
Except
wherever a member was
Mr.
not
Chacko,
available.
Mr.
Where a
Chacko,
member
I'm
was not
interrupting you because the critical question is not the delay in members receiving it. The critical question is, how did it get into the hands of numerous channels and newspapers? If you sent it through sealed covers, through special messengers, what sort of sealed cover and special messengers, what sort of extreme caution did you use if it ended up in the hands of channels and newspapers?
No, it must have gone from some members. And that happened in the past also.
People say it went directly from you.
Number of times this has happened in this committee. I have even warned the members. The purpose which are sent to you is going to the media.
Can I put it like this? As chairman of the JPC, it was your responsibility to ensure secrecy of the draft JPC report. Can you accept you failed?
No, I did not fail. Any chairman...
Do you accept any responsibility for the leak whatsoever?
I have no responsibility, and I have not even 1% responsibility.
Not even moral responsibility?
No, even
None.
that. Because the way I have dispatched this to each member, definitely I have taken extra caution, which normally no chairman take.
All right.
I wanted this to be a confidential.
The audience is hearing you. Let the audience judge when you refuse to even accept moral responsibility, whether you're right in doing so or whether you're somehow being arrogant and irresponsible.
No, it is not arrogance. It is not arrogance. It is not arrogance. Because it is my conviction. I have done a right job, and it is not arrogance.
Right.
Please don't take it as arrogance.
Let's then come to the second problem that creates the predicament you face today. The fact that you completed the draft JPC report without giving Mr. Raja a chance to depose and without inviting the Prime Minister and the then Finance Minister to be questioned. Many people believe that the three gentlemen are critical to any understanding of the 2G scam. With their omission, your report is vitiated.
Many people may be believing that. After examining all the files and all the facts before the committee, majority of the members does not believe that.
Hang on a moment. 15 members at least believe that you have erred grievously in not inviting Mr. Raja, in not inviting the Prime Minister and the then Finance Minister. Those are the grounds on which they want you removed. 50% of your membership.
I can tell you, these 15 members...
And add to that the SP member, who may be in favor of not removing you, but is completely against the fact that you haven't invited Raja, and suddenly it becomes 16. That's 16-14, a majority against you.
This is only a calculation subsequently you are making. No, these 15 members or 14 members or even 10 members did not tell me in writing. They never demanded that Raja be called.
I have to correct you on that. On the CNN-IBN program, The Last Word, where you were yourself a participant, Ravi Shankar Prasad publicly said that he had repeatedly asked you to invite Raja, to invite the Prime Minister,
right,
and then the Finance Minister as well, and you had said you would revert back. He also said you never reverted. In other words, what he was saying was that you A, deceived him, and B, perhaps lied when you said you would revert and failed to do so. So you can't say people didn't ask.
These are all just subsequent justifications they are fighting for their stand which they have taken. I tell you, Ravi Shankar Prasad demanded in the committee, true.
Forgive me, Mr.
Yashwant Sinha demanded in the committee, true. But that is not the majority. And majority of the members did not demand. I consulted members individually. What is your opinion of calling the Finance Minister? What is your opinion of calling the Prime Minister? Majority of the members, it is the responsibility and discretion of the chairman.
So you overlooked the demand of Yashwant Sinha and Ravi Shankar Prasad because they were a minority.
They were a minority.
What about Gurudas Das Gupta, who also publicly on the same CNN-IBN program said that he had demanded that you consult the members on the list of people.
I'm not denying that.
And you refused to do so.
No, I'm not denying that. Gurudas Das Gupta, Ravi Shankar Prasad, Yashwant Sinha, three of them demanded this, but three of them are 3 in 30. So our chairman has to go by the majority. Calling a minister...
Were the majority against inviting these people, or did they just keep quiet?
No, whatever it is, only when there is a demand. Only when there is a demand.
Mr. Chacko, it's very important.
No, there is.
If the majority was silent and 3 people were demanding that in fact these people be invited, then in fact the only people raising a demand are those saying invite them, yet you ignored it. It's a very important point.
No, in fact, when 3 people are demanding for that, and when the chairman is not agreeing with that, the other members also will have to come out. And they are not there to. They are not there to.
Did you actually ask the other members?
I have asked the other members
Specifically.
Specifically.
And they said no.
Yes.
In other words, you're saying to me now that now you're saying something different. Now you're saying the majority were against inviting.
Yes.
You're on record.
Yes.
The majority were against.
Majority of the members were against inviting Prime Minister, against inviting Chidambaram. And the demand
and what about Raja? And what about Raja?
Raja is an entirely different case. Raja's opinion was taken by the committee. Please understand,
no, just a moment.
Raja was not heard, that's the complaint.
That's the
I want to correct the impression, Raja was heard by the committee. It is not by direct presence before the committee that all are heard. You can either come before the committee or can submit in submission also.
Mr. Chacko, this is a distinction without a difference. Mr. Raja has been indicted by your committee. Your committee, according to newspaper reports, has claimed that he has misled the Prime Minister. Yet you have done so without giving him a chance to explain, leave aside, defend the accusation you're making. That is not just unfair, it's wrong. It's against natural justice.
No, it is not against unfair, it is not against unfair, because the terms of reference of this committee, please understand that, there is a general impression, even when you are putting this question also, in the back of your mind, you think that this is an inquiry on the 2G, so Raja should have been called. Please understand that. The leaders in their collective wisdom has decided, the floor leaders, including Sushma Swaraj, decided all the telecom policies, its implementation and aberrations, if any, from 99 to 2008.
I accept that.
Please understand that there were 10 ministers during this time.
Mr. Chacko, I accept that the terms of reference are from 98 to 2008, but you know and I know, and this is undeniable, that the real reason the JPC was set up was because of the 2G scam. The 2G scam was the center point. Number 2, Mr. Raja is central to that center point. By not giving him a chance to defend or explain, you are accusing and indicting him without pursuing the laws of natural justice. You are therefore not just wrong, you're unfair.
You are not taking my argument. Of course, you can do that. But I still say that I called Mr. Raja. I invited Raja for a discussion, not 1 day, 2 days. Then I told Mr. Raja, if I call you proprietary demands as per the terms of reference.
Invite the others.
And then,
invite the others.
Please,
what's wrong? Invite them.
Please understand, we could not have invited.
Why?
Because 3 times we extended this. And the main issue, if you said that it is...
What is more important, arriving at the truth or simply constraining yourself by time?
Please understand that this committee has enough records and enough evidence before this committee to draw the conclusion. We can...
You draw a conclusion without giving a man a chance to defend and explain. That is unfair.
We have given a chance.
No, you haven't, because the one thing you haven't done is your members didn't get a chance to question him. Don't they have a right? Don't members have a right to question?
No, members can, after this, they could have sent for his opinion.
Why not? Is it not easier to invite the man, sit face to face? He wants to come. He's writing letters saying he wants to come.
Understand one thing. Anybody deposing before a parliament committee, what he is saying before the committee do not have an evidential value. First, you please understand. What we are calling members, what we are taking from them, truth is to be found out from what they are saying, reading between the lines.
Well, you can only read between the lines if the facts are available. Some of the facts would have been available if Mr. Raja had personally appeared. You denied him that.
That's not correct.
Right.
And in fact, our committee has not decided. It is a fact that 3 or 4 members have been issuing statements, writing to me and making statements in the committee, asking for calling these people.
Mr. Chacko, let's pause and take a break there. In the very limited time left, I have one critical question that I have to put you. Join us in a moment's time. That is a question that I know you want to hear the answer to. Welcome back to Devil's Advocate and a critical interview with JPC Chairman P C Chacko. Mr. Chacko, we're running out of time. I've tried to cover as much ground as possible in this interview, but clearly there are lots of questions that remain unasked and therefore unanswered. But there's one I insist on doing before we end. At the end of the day, you may succeed in whitewashing the government, as your critics claim you've done. You may get rewarded by the Congress government for a service that they are grateful for. But you've damaged your, let me finish, but you've damaged your integrity and credibility in the eyes of the Indian people. You
I
have
do
dug
not
a
think
hole and buried yourself in
I
it.
do not think so. My integrity will be accepted by the people once this report come out. Let this report be allowed to discuss in the parliament. Let it come out. Let the people discuss. Let the media discuss. I can tell you today that, in 1.5 years, almost 2 years, I
Okay.
have done faithfully this job, and this report contains everything which these people say it is not there, including Raja's viewpoint.
I will
He is
leave
reflecting
you.
in this point.
I will leave you the last word. It's only fair because you're clearly the man in the dock. But I will end by simply adding this: at the moment, the country does believe you've done wrong. You have to prove to them, and it's an uphill task that you haven't.
It is a misunderstanding, and that will be cleared, I'm quite sure.
Mr. Chacko, a
Thank
pleasure
you.
talking.
Thank you.